This is 37th Street Radio and TV, and of course, we are out here hooking up with the best of the best when it comes to guests. And today we have another special guest. So, guest, please introduce yourself.
Oh, hi guys. My name is Sheila Waceke. I'm 22 years old. I'm a student at NKU University. I'm pursuing mass media and international relations. And I'm currently a professional model signed under ISICO Models Management Africa.
Yeah, so we'll just go straight into it. And I just want to know, when did your interest in fashion start?
I would say at a pretty early age when I was very young. But of course, at that point, of course, I couldn't get the chance to style myself, do all that, but I had so much interest in clothes, fashion, looking good and everything at like a young age, way back in primary.
At that time, did you know maybe this is something that I could pursue later, or was it just you just wanted to look good at that moment?
I will say both. At that moment, I really felt good, looking good, dressing up, everything. I remember I used to play dress up with like my mom's wardrobe and everything. You know, at that young age, you don't really have much to wear yourself. So yeah, but of course, I knew I will pursue it later because it's something I really, really wanted to like do it when I have like the chance to like style myself.
So when did you start pursuing it professionally?
In the year 2019, that is when that is like after I was done with the Form 4, my Form 4 KCSE. I was done with my Form 4 by 2018. So by 2019, I was kind of getting into myself into campus and everything. So I started pursuing it professionally, I will say 2019.
So at that time, you're just fresh from high school. You don't know how guys move in the industry. What was your first opportunity at that time?
I didn't have a first really good opportunity at that time. I used to just like same thing, just style myself, look good, make sure I dress up, make sure I like put outfits together, and that was it basically.
So you have started pursuing it professionally, and now you are growing slowly by slowly. I want to know now how, from where you are right now, at that time, how did you make yourself be somebody that guys can even approach in terms of the business, just getting yourself familiar with the industry? How did you do it at that time?
First I will say is approaching agencies to work with them. Second is also approaching brands, cloth brands, and how will I put this? Just like a kind of a collaboration between a brand and an agency together. So I could come up with something. The other thing was a lot of thrifts. I used to like embrace a lot of thrift because that's why I used to get this cool stuff at an affordable price without me, you know, breaking the bank or something.
So, and then still just talking about how you started, I also want to know, you've talked about being signed to an agency, and I just want you to talk about the importance of being signed to an agency. Or can somebody just be a freelance model? You have your own manager and you do your own thing. So you can talk to us about that. Are there guys that you know are just doing their own thing? They have their own manager, they're running their thing, and you guys who are signed to a model, you can just an agency, you can talk about that.
Oh yeah, true. That is a very good question. I will say as a beginner model, if you really want to pursue your career in modeling and you want to go to the next step, I would really advise a beginner to use an agency, because an agency has so many benefits. It's not really a must. Nobody is saying it's a must. It's not really a must, just like an optional thing. But I will advise a beginner to use an agency, because an agency, the work of an agency is to like represent you as a model, look for gigs for you. Then from there, they get like their share and you get your share. So you see, they like introduce you to the modeling marketing, to the fashion industry, to designers, to like people. It's kind of like a connection program or something. That is really good for a beginner, because for a beginner, you're literally like getting your toes into something new that you don't know. So an agency will really help. And yeah, for the second question is, yeah, I have friends that I know they are freelancing, they are freelancers models. It's not really a must for you to be signed at an agency. It's not even, okay, in Kenya, most people say that it's not really beneficial. But for me, I feel like it is, because I've been signed like almost 3 years now, and I don't think I will ever go solo, because I know the benefits of an agency is it's pretty much being safe there than outside, because you're when you're like a freelancer, you're like doing everything on your own. You know, you just have to like find your own designers to collaborate with, your own gigs. Basically, you're just like how will I put it? You're just like doing everything yourself. Whereas for an agency, it's a bit easier, literally, because at least you get someone to represent you outside there. You get to like grow your brand too through something else that is great. So also it adds to your portfolio, you know, it adds to a portfolio that maybe you're signed from this agency, and maybe when you transfer your, like you get to add that to your portfolio. That is really good. Yeah, but it's not really a must. You can go freelance.
Yeah, and another thing I want you to talk about is, have you been approached by any corporates or brands, or have you done any business partnerships with guys, of course, who are doing online businesses and something like that?
What do you mean by online businesses?
Of course, right now you can see how the online space has given guys opportunities of setting up a shop on Instagram, and you don't have to have a physical location, and you can just do a business there. So I want to know if maybe you have been approached by, you have done business partnerships, or maybe you have been approached by any brands or corporates.
Yeah, sure, I have been approached by, I won't say like many, but a few brands. Most of them are online. Basically, nowadays, most businesses are online. So yes, I've worked with them. Yeah, my advice would be just give it a try. You know, you never know. You never know what's going on. Just give it a try, and maybe it could be something else that you never dreamt of doing or something. So just like give it a go and see what happens.
And if you can advise somebody who is starting, these brands or corporates that maybe have approached you, what do they look for in a model? Do they just pick anybody, or what's the criteria?
No, that's the difference. Different brands look for different characteristics in a model. So that's why, especially for the commercial modeling, there's not really a specific list of how a model should look like, or like what they want. No, it's really what they want you as a model to represent them with. For example, a brand may look for a model that can, for example, like a clothing brand, they want a model that can represent their style, what they're trying to get out there, and whatever kind of niche they're trying and the audience they're trying to target. So basically, different brands look for different characteristics in a model. So it's not really like a specific thing what they're looking for in a model. It's really what they want their brand to represent in a model.
When you look back from when you started till now, what are some of the things that you can say are your achievements?
Oh, wow. Okay, I will say Sky Girls. Do you know Sky Girls?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Sky Girls, I've worked with them before. I've been their cover, done some bit of hosting of the events. There's also the Waceke tour. Do you know the Waceke tour? Yeah, the Waceke tour. I've also done a magazine with them. It's called the Denim Lookbook something. I can't really remember. Wow. Now I'm trying to look back and remember. I've collaborated with Rajab. Do you know Rajab Dollar? No. Rajab Dollar, he's a very great designer here in Kenya. We did like a ladies flash mob on Valentine's Day. So it was really big. It was controversial. It was actually on newspapers and everything. Yeah. So what else? Should I like name them all? I can't remember some of them.
If you can't remember, it's okay. But still just talking about the industry, I want to, of course, you being in this industry, I'm very sure you also Google and maybe research about other countries and what's happening in other countries. So according to your experience, what do you think maybe can change in our industry so that you guys can like make this a proper career? You see in other countries, models are able to really accomplish a lot in just from their career. So from your observation, I want to know, what do you think can be changed in this industry of ours?
First thing first is, I think the pay will really like make an impact here, because most people, they look at modeling here in Kenya and be like, it's not really a serious career. It's not just something people do for fun. And that is because so many people believe that models are not getting paid in Kenya. Okay, they are, but they're not really getting paid well enough as opposed to other countries, because in other countries, models are really getting paid really, really good money, as opposed to here in Kenya. I feel like if they should like emphasize on like paying models good money, that will be like really a good step. The other thing is getting word there and more training and advising, not really advising, just like influencing people to take models seriously, because as you mentioned about brands, you can like a brand can approach you and be like, I am this and this, I want to work with you and all that. But for the brand, they're not really taking you as a model seriously. So they're like, you're just a model, you just have to like come, wear clothes, do something for us, and that's it. So you see, they just take it lightly, of which you I don't know how to put this. I feel like they should consider modeling as a really, really solid career. Because here's the thing, most people say that modeling is a part-time career or something. Modeling is just like something you do for fun outside whatever you do. So if we really if you really like consider it as a serious, solid career, that would be nice.
Yeah, and if you say you are a model and for you're really interested in fashion, I want to ask you this. So who is your fashion icon?
Oh, here in Kenya or just worldwide?
Anywhere.
I have a lot. I look up at Zendaya. I look up at Naomi Campbell. You know Naomi Campbell, right? I look up at Kayla Okari, Halle Odwar. What's her name? I've forgotten the other name. I look up to so many. There's Lori Harvey. There's Wow, I have a lot, but I feel like those are like the few names I would mention.
Earlier, you talked about being in school. You can just tell us the course that you're doing.
I'm pursuing mass communication and also international relations.
So you being in school, and also I know modeling is very demanding. So how do you even balance?
Discipline, first of all. displaying and like figuring out what's really important. Because you see, you can maybe have a gig that is not really paying you good money. That is why you are like, no, is it really worth it? Is it worth it really? So I feel like it's more of discipline than anything else. So if you feel like a gig is not really worth it, your time, your money, your effort, just maybe focus on school or something. But it's not really that simple. You just have to like kujituma. You just have to like put more effort in. You know what you want. You really want to be a model, then go for it. That's it.
So you still talking about, we've talked about school previously, and I want to know, you studying mass communication, that means maybe you have passion to get into the media space, and then we have modeling here. So I don't know, what is your long-term goal? Or maybe you will go where the money is. Maybe modeling tomorrow, it gives you the money that you want, you're going there. Or maybe if you get an opportunity from what you've studied, you'll go there. What's your long-term goal?
Oh, my long-term goal is brand myself as a model. That's my long-term goal. Doesn't really matter whether I'm going to like venture into a new industry or something. That is what I want, to brand myself as an international model from Kenya.
As we are finishing up, I want you to share with guys the most important lessons that you have learned since you started till where you are right now.
Most important lesson is to, first of all, know your worth as a model. Because as I said, in Kenya, many people don't take models seriously. They don't take this modeling career as a serious job. So number one is know your worth. If something is not really worth your time, your money, your effort, just politely decline and be like, no, I think this is not for me. Second thing is master the act of saying no and saying yes. Because again, brands here in Kenya can really take advantage of you as a model. So maybe you work with a brand, you agree on this amount of money, this is what they're going to pay you and everything. Or maybe you feel like the criteria is not really you as a model. As a model, you really have your own character and attitude as a model. So maybe, let's say you're a high fashion model, and now get approached by a brand, they want you to be somebody else that you're not, you see? So like that contradicts you as a model and what you're trying to put out there as your brand. So master the act of like saying no and yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving us your time. We wish you all the best.
Thank you so much for having me.